I don't want to see none of the calls being missed like we seen last year, bro. These referees have to get it together. Now, we know the Indiana Fever front office did everything they had to do, put the right pieces around Caitlin Clark, make sure they make it far in the playoffs and possibly get a WNBA championship. Well, that part is done. We got a new team. We got a new coach. They got everything they need to do to take off for the 2025 season. The only thing left is these WNBA referees. This need to be talked about, just like it was supposed to be getting talked about at the conclusion of that season. And I'm back on a bumper, bro. I am not letting up on them damn WNBA referees because they are the biggest haters.
What if the WNBA refs weren't just bad at their jobs? What if they were actively out to get Caitlin Clark? That's the bombshell rocking the league right now, and it's why the WNBA referees are under investigation after being exposed for what looks like a straight-up anti-Clark agenda. Last season was a circus of missed calls and double standards, and as we roll into 2025, the truth's finally spilling out. Buckle up, this story's about to get wild.
They're going to get Caitlin Clark hurt. And she's not going to be able to play. Can you imagine? It's unbelievable. It really is. I hope before the season starts next year, this gets straightened out. Or we'll be right back here cooking everybody all season long next year.
Caitlin Clark stormed into the WNBA in 2024 like a hurricane, dropping 16.9 points a game and turning the Indiana Fever into must-watch TV. She was dishing assists, packing arenas, and rewriting the league's popularity charts. But every game she was getting hammered, defenders slamming her to the floor, treating her like a tackling dummy, and the refs, they'd just stand there, hands in their pockets, like it was all part of the show. By season's end, she had 6 technical fouls, 1 away from a suspension, for stuff as minor as slapping a backboard in frustration. Meanwhile, her opponents were throwing haymakers with no consequences. It wasn't just sloppy officiating, it felt targeted.
How many times did they actually, her poking Caitlin Clark in the eye? And that really had me thinking like, damn, how many times did they actually, drop the ball and didn't call stuff against Caitlin? Now, Caitlin got called for a technical for hitting the back of the backboard. If somebody viciously clotheslined her, we're not getting a call for that.
Take the playoff showdown with the Connecticut Sun, Game 1. Dijanai Carrington decided to play optometrist, jamming her fingers right into Clark's eye. This wasn't a brush by, it was a deliberate poke that left Clark blinking through pain and fans raging online. Social media lit up with slow-mo clips showing Carrington's hand going from chill to straight up savage. The refs? Not a peep. No foul, no review, just silence. People dubbed it the eye poke that broke the internet, and it wasn't just a missed call, it was Exhibit A in the case against these refs. Something smelled off, and fans were starting to sniff it out.
Prime example, what really made me start thinking about this was what's the DJ Carrington situation. Yesterday, I did a DJ Carrington video kind of breaking down that whole thing, technical on that. They didn't call nothing on that for her poking Caitlin Clark in the eye, and that really had me thinking like, damn, how many times did they actually...
The hits kept coming. In Game 2, DeWanna Bonner smashed into Clark midair after a 3. She crashed hard, looked to the refs, and got nothing but blank stares. Then Marina Mabrey slapped her across the face on a drive, and the ESPN crew was screaming foul, while the refs acted like they'd zoned out. Rewind to earlier in the season, Chennedy Carter tackled Clark so brutally it could have been a highlight on Monday Night Football. Fans saw it, the internet saw it, but the refs let it slide until the league had to step in later and slap a flagrant on it. These weren't accidents, they were patterns, and they were piling up fast.
Indiana Fever. They re-signed Kelsey Mitchell. They keep Lexi Hall. Obviously, they got Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston. They bring in 3-time WNBA champion Natasha Howard. They bring in the 4th leading scorer in WNBA history, DeWanna Bonner. Indiana said we here. I don't know how else to explain it.
Here's the kicker. Clark couldn't blink without a whistle. Smack the backboard? Technical. Yell, it's a freaking foul after a hit. Technical. She racked up 6 of those, teetering on a ban, while her opponents were out there perfecting their body slams with 0 pushback. X-Post blew up with fans yelling, she breathes near someone, it's a foul. She gets mugged and it's good defense. The The double standard was glaring, and it wasn't just annoying, it was suspicious. Why was Clark getting the short end of every stick? People started connecting dots, and they didn't like the picture forming.
The viewership on TV would not be like it is now, where everybody's watching it because it's must-watch TV. But we are seeing how she's being treated. She's being pushed around, she's being slapped around, sometimes she's being punched around, and the fouls just keep getting harder and harder.
For months, the WNBA stayed quiet. No explanations, no accountability, just Clark taking punishment while the league cashed in on her star power. Viewership soared, arenas sold out, and yet their golden ticket was left to fend for herself. By late 2024, whispers turned into shouts. Fans on X were claiming the refs had marching orders to let Clark get roughed up, maybe to humble her or keep her from outshining everyone else. No smoking gun yet, but when you see her get hacked game after game with no calls, it's hard not to wonder. And now, the league's finally cracking open the case because they couldn't ignore it anymore.
I feel like I'm just at the point where you accept it and don't retaliate. Like, you know, just let them hit you. Be what it is. Don't let it get inside your head, and know it's coming. I think at this point, like, I know I'm going to take a couple hard shots a game. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Heading into 2025, the heat's on, word spreading fast. Posts on X say the WNBA referees are under investigation after being exposed for this anti-Clark agenda. Fans are buzzing about possible suspensions, with some claiming half the ref crew from last season might not survive the cut. It's still hush-hush officially, but the pressure's real. The Fever's loaded up for a title run. Natasha Howard, Dawana Bonner, new coach, and Clark's the heart of it all. She's driving the league's future, and if the refs keep letting her get battered, they're not just risking her, they're risking everything. But there's more to this storm brewing.
When are the refs going to do their job? As a matter of fact, when is the WNBA going to do their job? Because there should be some suspensions, check. There should be some fines, check. And you should be setting an example for your star player. Because God forbid this young lady gets hurt.
Cue Sophie Cunningham, the X Factor nobody expected. Rumors are flying that she's stepping up as Clark's on-court enforcer for 2025. Imagine a defender trying a cheap shot. Suddenly, Cunningham's there, locking eyes like she's about to settle a score. Fans are already calling her Clark's bodyguard, ready to dish out justice the refs won't. Last season, Clark ate the hits and stayed cool, but with Cunningham in the mix, the game's changing. Opponents might hesitate before swinging, and that's a twist that could flip this whole mess upside down.
Fouls like this one last night. Let's just check it out. There's going to be a drive down the court here, right? And we've got another clothesline from hell. This time, Marina Mabry.
Clark's not sitting back either. She hit the gym hard this offseason, bulking up like she's prepping for a brawl. That rookie who got tossed around, history. She's coming back tougher, ready to push back when the whistles stay silent. Defenders used to swarm her, banking on no calls. Now they're rethinking that plan. Go after her is turning into maybe not. She's not just surviving the agenda anymore. She's rewriting it, and with the refs under the microscope, she might finally get the fair shot she's been fighting for.
They need to be investigated ASAP. We see what's happening with Caitlin Clark. There's no reason you shouldn't be protecting your star player. Because without Caitlin Clark, there won't be no sold-out arenas.
The stakes for 2025 are sky high. The Fever's roster is a powerhouse. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, Howard, Bonner, and they're built to dominate. Clark's the MVP in waiting, the spark that's turned the WNBA into a cultural juggernaut. But if the refs keep playing favorites, it's not just her season on the line, it's the league's whole momentum. She's already made games unmissable, and with a level playing field, she could make the Fever unstoppable. The investigation's shining a light on the refs now. Will they step up or keep digging their own grave?
Alright guys, we're starting a little TikTok weight room vlog. I'm gonna show you what we do.
Get the butt down. Good.
Okay, speed. Okay, speed.
So here's where we land. The WNBA referees are under investigation after being exposed for what sure looks like an anti-Caitlin Clark agenda. Last year, they let her get pummeled while calling fouls on her for breathing too loud. This year, with Clark tougher than ever, Cunningham ready to throw down, and fans watching every move, the refs can't hide anymore. Will they clean up their act, or will Clark and her army of supporters force a reckoning? One thing's clear, this season's about to be a battle, and the refs might just be the ones getting benched. What do you think? Did the refs have it out for Clark, or is this all overblown? Drop your take in the comments, hit that like button if you're Team Caitlin, and subscribe for more WNBA drama you won't find anywhere else.